Hi and welcome back again to my channel. I hope all of you are doing good. So these are a couple of iOS devices that I have here, and we'll be reviewing these devices until new HMD devices arrives later on. Now the iOS, for those of us who are not familiar with it, is somewhat of a smarter phone operating system, something similar to Symbian S60 back in the days, but it is less optimized than what we would want it to be. Now the iOS journey with HMD Global started with the Nokia 8110 4G. This is the rebooted modern take of the Nokia 8110, which was made popular with the sliding house here, which hides the keypad underneath, and also made popular like the Matrix movie. Now, while the initial response to the Nokia 8110 4G was really good, I still remember that this was out of shelf for a couple of months before you can actually get one, but eventually the experience turns into frustration. Now, that is partly because of its poor build quality, I would say. The cramped up keypad and this weird bug that double registers each of your click made the typing experience really horrible, that actually put down the Nokia 8110 4G and refused to use them. Now the experience somewhat changed to be on the more positive side with a larger device like the Nokia 800 TUF. This is definitely just the opposite of the Nokia 8110 4G. This is much more durable, much more tougher, thicker, wider, and the keypads are well spaced apart and they are raised, and this gives me the best experience all throughout for a device running on iOS. But it's quite difficult to get one as a new device, but if you could get a refurbished one in a good condition, I would suggest you to try them out, because it's really worth to have the Nokia 800 TUF as part of your collection. Now for most of us, we could settle in for the Nokia 6300 4G. Now this is not a new device, though it's been a couple of years old. This device can still be purchased as a new device at a very affordable price, and this gives you a really balanced experience. Essentially the hardware powering them up is the same, the iOS version is the same, but it's all depending on the form factor. So this large well-spaced keypad here, though not raised, gives you a really good typing experience, which makes it a much better purchase compared to the rest, because you can still get this for a bargain, especially one that is new. Now that brings me about to my other iOS device, the Nokia 8000 4G. This is somewhat designed to be a more premium device, slightly more expensive, quite difficult to get one as a new device. So if you could get one as a refurbished in a good condition, definitely try them out. So the Nokia 8000 4G, quite similar to the other iOS device, is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 210, 512MB of RAM, 4GB of expandable storage. This is of course a dual 4G device, which can also have the hotspot function. Now the Nokia 8000 4G has a 1500 mAh battery, which is powered by the micro USB charging port at the bottom, which gives it about a day and a half of mild to moderate use experience. Now it has a 3.5mm head jack next to the power button, which is essential because this supports only the wired FM option. It doesn't have the wireless FM option like the newer generation of Nokia feature phones, which is a sad thing, but that is the same with all the other iOS devices out there. Now do take note that the screen is pretty much I would say ample for a device like the Nokia 8000 4G here. This is a 2.8 inch 16 million color LCD display. Not really the best out there, but it will do the trick. The thing about the Nokia 8000 4G which sets it apart is how it's made to look very premium. Though it's built of plastic, you do have somewhat of a more glassy approach to the Nokia 8000 4G, so it really looks premium. Everything is just curved around, wraps around very beautifully. Even the keypad sounds slightly just curves from one end to the other end. Really looks beautifully well designed, and this white color has this dual tone with this somewhat silver metal frame that runs around, but it's all made of plastic. Really fantastic way of designing otherwise I would say a boring segment of a device. Now the Nokia 8000 4G, as you can see, has this glossy keypad here. It's not raised, but they're well spaced apart, but the typing experience is really good. And as you can see from the sound that from the clicking itself, you can know that the speaker is actually loud and clear. Now the Nokia 8000 4G might be the device that you're looking for, especially if you're looking for a more premium looking feature phone. It does have Google integration, so you do have access to Google Maps, Google Assistants, as well as integration with the Google Calendar and also your contacts with your Android device. Now The KaiOS App Store is somewhat expanding every now and then, but the newer version of KaiOS, which is version 3, somewhat is I would say in a dilemma, because it doesn't really support certain apps like the WhatsApp and certain Google apps, so we don't know how things would pan out eventually. But for devices like the Nokia 8000 4G and the rest of the devices here, which is running on KaiOS 2.5, you do have access to apps like WhatsApp. Now, to know more how much of access or what you can do with WhatsApp on a KaiOS device, I urge you to watch my video on the Nokia 6300 4G, where I go through the WhatsApp function in more detail. Now, as you can see, you do also have access to Facebook, and you do have a third-party app for Twitter. Now, the browsing experience is really good on the KaiOS devices here, because it does function similar to Opera Mini browser, where everything is compressed, so you don't use much of data and the browsing experience is smooth. So this is just a quick look into the Nokia 8000 4G, a more premium take into a smarter feature phone experience, and this is definitely one that you might want to have in your collection. Really well, beautifully built device, something that you can't find in many of its competitors these days. So I hope you enjoyed this simple presentation of the Nokia 8000 4G. I hope to see you in my next video. Do take care and stay safe.